Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I know that for so many of you watching this right now, the most agonizing, gut-wrenching question that keeps cycling through your mind is, are they happy now? Did the narcissist suddenly turn into a decent, loving human being for the new person they brought in right after you? It's a natural, devastating thought because you saw the public show, the immediate, intense rush of connection they seem to have with the new supply, often just days after they discarded you, leaving you feeling utterly replaceable and questioning if maybe, just maybe, you were the problem all along. But trust me when I say this, what you see on social media, what they parade in front of mutual acquaintances, is nothing but a meticulously crafted, fragile facade. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the sickening reality of the honeymoon phase and revealing the dark, chaotic truth of what the narcissist is really doing behind closed doors when the cameras stop rolling and the love bombing is in full, terrifying swing. You need to understand that when the narcissist secures a new source of attention, a new supply, they are not seeking a partner. They are seeking an emotional IV drip, a rapid source of energy to fill the bottomless void within them. This means the initial stage, which we call the idealization or love bombing phase, is exponentially more intense and often faster than what you experienced, precisely because they are terrified of being alone, and they need to lock this person down, fast. They are performing the role of the perfect partner, with the frantic energy of an actor who forgot his lines and is improvising wildly, knowing the applause must come immediately or the show falls apart. They study the new supply, mirroring their deepest desires and fears, regurgitating phrases and sentiments that sound unbelievably validating, all while their internal monologue is likely just calculating the shelf life of this relationship before they need to jump again. The initial public display is meant to achieve two crucial things. First, it reassures the narcissist that they are desirable and powerful, feeding their fragile ego right after the stress of discarding you, which for them is messy and stressful, not because they care, but because they had to exert effort. Second, and perhaps most cruelly, this over-the-top public affection is meant specifically for you to see. It is a psychological manipulation designed to make you jealous, second-guess your decision to leave, or your worth after being left, and ensure you remain triangulated, a backup option, or at least a bitter memory they can still leverage for residual supply. The new supply is usually swept up in this whirlwind so quickly they don't even have time to breathe, let alone analyze the situation. Imagine dating someone who immediately showers you with expensive gifts, declares their undying soulmate status after 2 weeks, insists you spend every waking moment together, and tells you how awful their ex, that's you by the way, was, painting themselves as the helpless victim of a crazy person. This speed is the first red flag, but when you are starved for love, that intensity feels like confirmation that you are finally seen. They will say things like, "My ex never understood my deep spiritual connection to nature like you do," or, "Finally, someone who appreciates my career ambitions," even if you spent 5 years supporting those exact same ambitions. It's a direct insult dressed up as a compliment to the new person. But here is where the reality starts to rot. The mask is heavy, and the narcissist gets tired of holding it up. This fatigue starts showing up in tiny, almost imperceptible ways, usually when they are completely alone with the new supply. The perfect, charming conversationalist suddenly becomes monosyllabic and resentful the moment they get home from a public function. That endless energy they had for planning lavish outings suddenly vanishes when the new person asks them to simply help fold laundry. It's like their batteries drain the second they don't have an audience to applaud their performance. One day, maybe the new supply shares a slightly differing opinion on a political issue, or expresses a minor need, and the narcissist's flawless demeanor cracks. Instead of the supportive nod they usually give, they respond with a sharp, dismissive tone, maybe rolling their eyes or sighing dramatically. The new supply will immediately retreat, apologize, and think, "Wow, I must have touched a nerve. I need to be more careful. They dismiss the crack as a momentary lapse, a symptom of stress, because the rest of the idealization is so blindingly beautiful. This tiny moment of cruelty is the narcissist testing the boundaries, seeing just how far they can push before the new supply pulls away. If the new supply doesn't pull away, and they rarely do at this stage because they are already hooked on the intense emotional high, the narcissist has found their first point of leverage. The subtle microaggressions begin to accumulate. Maybe they accidentally forget a birthday, or show up late to an important family gathering without a sincere apology, instead blaming traffic or their own highly demanding job. Every failure to connect or show basic respect is immediately framed as an external problem, or worse, the new supply's oversensitivity. The purpose of these boundary breaches is calculated. The narcissist needs to feel superior, and the new supply's perfection in the idealization phase is exhausting for them because it offers no conflict, which is what they secretly crave. They need to generate chaos so they can feel in control of restoring order. So, they start introducing confusion and doubt into the relationship's foundation, usually by subtly criticizing the new supply's appearance, intelligence, or choices, always under the guise of helpful concern or a joke. I just think that outfit makes you look a little washed out, darling. You usually dress so much better, they might purr. Or, it's so cute how you believe that conspiracy theory, sweetie. Bless your heart. The initial shock of hearing these words from their supposed soulmate is followed by deep confusion. The new supply thinks, wait, is my fashion sense bad? Am I actually naive? The constant bombardment of mixed messages, extreme praise followed by quiet demolition, is designed to dismantle the new supply's self-esteem piece by agonizing piece. Welcome, everyone, to the official onset of the devaluation phase. This phase is characterized by isolation and confusion. The narcissist has already successfully isolated the new supply socially by moving the relationship so fast that old friendships might have naturally fallen away, or by subtly bad-mouthing the new supply's existing network. Now, the internal isolation begins. The narcissist becomes highly secretive about their phone use, demanding constant access to the new supply's life while offering none in return. They start forgetting important relationship details that the new supply holds dear. Financially, the narcissist might start asserting control. This is often not about money itself, but about power. They might insist on handling all bills, suddenly criticize the new supply's spending habits, even if they previously encouraged lavish spending, or outright sabotage the new person's career growth by creating crises that demand the new supply's attention at the most inopportune times. It's a silent, suffocating net of dependence that is tightening around the new victim, making escape feel less and less viable because the narcissist has successfully positioned themselves as the only stable element in a world they themselves destabilized. The intense, beautiful vulnerability they shared during the love bombing phase is weaponized. Anything the new supply revealed about their deepest fears, past traumas, or insecurities is now used as ammunition in arguments. When the new supply expresses hurt, the narcissist flips the script with expert precision. "Why are you always so dramatic? I was just teasing," they might snap, followed by the classic projection. You know, the real problem in this relationship is your inability to handle constructive criticism. The new supply begins to live in a state of hypervigilance, constantly walking on eggshells, trying desperately to anticipate the narcissist's ever-changing mood. They try to return to the idealized version of the relationship, performing acts of excessive kindness, or trying to reignite the passion. But the narcissist remains cold, distant, or irritated. Why? Because the supply they are currently getting is not the high-energy boost of fresh idealization. It's the sad, low-grade supply of confusion, fear, and desperation, which is still better than no supply at all. One of the cruelest tricks played on the new supply is the introduction of triangulation, which involves using you, the former victim, as a tool for emotional torture. The narcissist might start talking about you incessantly, pretending they are worried about your well-being, or detailing your crazy behavior. But the real intent is to make the new supply feel profoundly insecure. They subtly imply, I have options, and if you don't shape up, I can easily go back to the past chaos, or find someone else. Imagine being the new supply, sitting there hearing details about the narcissist's crazy ex, and realizing that the descriptions sound eerily similar to how they feel right now. Confused, overly emotional, and slightly paranoid. The new supply starts seeing the future they are walking toward. They realize they are simply being set up to be the next crazy ex. This realization, however, is often instantly erased when the narcissist pivots back to momentary charm, giving them just enough hope, a tiny breadcrumb of the old love bombing, to keep them stuck in the cycle. The relationship eventually devolves into a dumpster fire of manufactured crises and emotional roller coasters. The new supply is exhausted, their sense of self shattered, their world shrunk down to only accommodating the unpredictable needs of the narcissist. They realize the beautiful love they were promised was just a temporary disguise for a deep, dark need for control. They feel trapped and ashamed because they invested so much so fast, and now admitting the truth means admitting they were duped. This is the behind-the-scenes tragedy, everyone. The narcissist doesn't find happiness with the new supply. They find a new, temporary mirror. They are just repeating the same script with different actors. They are incapable of generating internal happiness, so they require external validation. And the new supply, like the old, is doomed to fail because no human being can sustain the constant, perfect, unending adoration the narcissist demands. The intensity of the idealization is directly proportional to the eventual savagery of the devaluation. The faster they rose, the harder they fall. And when the new supply inevitably starts breaking down, becoming depressed, questioning the narcissist's behavior, and asking for true accountability, the narcissist sees this as a defect in the supply itself. The mirror is cracking, so they must start hunting for the next shiny, flawless reflection. So, for those of you who have been discarded, please internalize this truth. You were not replaced by someone better or more loved. You were replaced by someone who is currently walking the exact same, agonizing path you just survived. They are in the belly of the beast, experiencing the same microaggressions, the same isolation, and the same terrifying realization that the person they fell in love with simply does not exist. The only difference between you and the new supply is time. You got out, or you were forced out, and that is a victory. The new supply will eventually reach their breaking point, or they will be discarded when their supply runs low, just as you were. The narcissist cycle is fixed. Only the faces change. Take a deep breath and let go of the pain of comparison. You are free from the chaos, the emotional whiplash, and the exhausting performance required to please someone who is fundamentally unpleasable. Your healing journey is real, and it is leading you toward genuine peace, something the narcissist and their new supply will never truly experience together. They are stuck in a tragic play where the final act is always the same: isolation, devaluation, and eventual discard. Their public happiness is a carefully choreographed lie, designed to inflict pain on others and reassure themselves that they are still relevant. Focus on the peace you are building, not the performance they are staging. Don't let the highlight reel they post online hijack your sobriety and self-worth. That perfect vacation photo? It was probably preceded by a 3-hour screaming match because the new supply didn't pack the right brand of coffee. That beautiful caption about soulmates? It was likely written 5 minutes after the narcissist told the new supply they needed to lose weight. Your freedom is the ultimate victory. Focus on rebuilding your actual life, not analyzing their fake one. Thank you so much for watching today. If this message resonated with you, if it helped you reframe the pain of the discard, please show your support. Hit that like button, leave a comment below telling me what part of the devaluation cycle surprised you the most. Subscribe to join this community of survivors, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear this vital truth. Until next time, take care of yourselves and keep walking toward your own peace.